I wasn't very. I mean, I'm still not. I don't care for Universes Beyond, but now that Wizards has made Universes Beyond standard, I kind of have to care a little bit. And Final Fantasy isn't something I'm super deep on. Like I said, I like 14. 14's great, but that's maybe the only one I've played all the way through. 10, like I said, I remember the Blitzball at the start with the intro cinematic, because there's the song in the intro cinematic went hard as fuck. Um, I remember Spin, when you're riding a boat and you shoot a harpoon into it and it drags you around. And I remember a big jellyfish that beats your ass. That's about all I remember from Final Fantasy X. And Final Fantasy VII, which I think I also played, I remember being chased by a giant spider, which I think we saw in the cards, and fighting on the back of a train. That's it. That's all I remember. So, like, those are the only Final Fantasy games I've played. So if it's not 14, I don't know it. But I do hope, and I know, there might be some people out there. There's probably some very old Magic players that, like me, don't care about Universes Beyond, and don't like, or don't like the fact that Wizards is branching out into all these different things. Which I totally understand. I do. I feel like Magic should be Magic, and there is a reason the Tarkir Dragonstorm set did as well, or at least from what I can tell, it did pretty damn well, because it was a proper Magic set. It's the first proper Magic set that hasn't felt like everyone wearing new hats since what, like Bloomborough or something. I guess Duskmourn was pretty good as well, but like the Cowboys one, the Death Race one, the investigators one, or whatever, the clues and what is it, Murder at Karlov Manor or whatever, they're all so bad. They just feel really ugh. And then even most Magic players, or at least certainly some Magic players, probably don't care very much for Universes Beyond unless it is specifically a sort of IP that they already care about, because they care about Magic more than they care about most of these weird IPs coming in. But what I will say is that while I understand that, and while I agree somewhat with the whole I wish Magic would just stick to being Magic, I do like the idea that these branching IPs will draw in attention from people who don't normally play Magic, or who have not played Magic. Because I love Magic. I love playing Magic. I love talking about Magic. I mean, I've just been talking about Magic for, 5 hours straight? And my throat hurts, but I like it. I loved it. It was great. And if the only thing these Universes Beyond do, if the only thing these Universes Beyond did is allow people to go, look, Final Fantasy is in Magic, then maybe they are not great. But if they do what they're actively trying to do and pull people who like Final Fantasy, who haven't played Magic, into Magic, that just means more people for me to talk about Magic with. So I'm totally fine with that. So while I understand that Magic reaching for all these random IPs is kind of gross and frustrating sometimes, especially when the outside IP cards are generally stronger. Like, what was it? The last one was Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings just was a bunch of really, really good cards, but at least it didn't affect standard. But looking at these cards, there aren't anything that like blows my mind. There's certainly some very good cards, but I don't know. Hopefully, we'll have to wait and see, I guess. But I do like the idea that opening up the Magic IP to other things allows more people to join and play Magic, because I like playing Magic. And I know Wizards haven't been doing great recently. A lot of the things they've been doing have essentially been trying to milk more money out of their fan base, and people don't like it, and I agree. I don't like it either. But it's a game I love. Magic will always be a game I love. And having more people to talk about it with and play it with is never going to be a negative thing, I don't think. And again, I've said this a whole bunch of times about other games, specifically MMOs and other things where you are incentivized to play with other players. And again, this is just my opinion. But when I was a kid and I wanted to play games with other people and I had no friends and my little brother didn't want to play it with me, I didn't get to play it. I sat and I played against myself. And that is a miserable experience. So, more people playing a game you love, even if they're bad, even if you don't agree with their view on the game, even if you think it's the game company, you know, selling out or whatever, just to try and get more money into their game, whatever, more people doing something you love can never be. No, I don't think it can ever be a negative. Because it means you have more people that you can connect with about something that makes you happy. So, while I can understand people not liking the whole universes beyond IPs, just wizards grabbing everything and anything, I just like having more people to play and talk about games that I love with. So, and it's the same, like I said, with MMOs, with WoW being easier and easier and dumber, so, you know, all the idiots can play. I know there's a whole bunch of bots in it now and all that sort of stuff, and maybe it's gone too far, and there are certain things WoW does, like their whole new one-button rotation, that I don't agree with. I think that's ridiculous. But if it means there are more people playing WoW that I can talk about playing WoW with, there are more people playing Final Fantasy XIV that I can talk about playing Final Fantasy XIV with, if there are more people playing Magic that I can talk about Magic with, if there are more people doing the things I love that I can talk to and play those things with, I think it's better. Because I went through several years when I was younger where the only thing I got to do was sit alone in my room and play games by myself because I didn't have anyone else to play them with. No one to talk to about them with. Nothing. I had parents that hated video games, and I had no one to share that experience with on the planet. Until, you know, the internet became a thing, and then you could finally connect with other people that played other games. So, yeah, I get what people are coming at, and with the whole Magic should be Magic, and I personally prefer the Magic sets like Tarkir Dragonstorm that feel like real Magic sets. I do. But more people playing games that you enjoy is not it's not a bad thing. Because imagine trying to play a multiplayer game like Magic or WoW or Final Fantasy XIV or any other, you know, multiplayer online game as a multiplayer online game, but completely alone, it is miserable. Miserable. And I mean, there are single player solo games. I'm not saying that those don't need. I like single player solo games. I've been playing Mass Effect. I played most of Monster Hunter Wilds by myself. You know, Monster Train 2 is a single player. Path of Exile 2 I play by myself. Last Epoch. I do play a lot of single player games, even those that you can play multiplayer. But just having people that also are interested in the same thing you are is a good thing. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the set and a whole bunch of other stuff, really. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. And we'll be back tomorrow with Pokemon, I think. I have no idea where we are in Pokemon. I have no memory. We didn't play it last week because I was off for my birthday. Yeah, last week, Tuesday, I was off for my birthday. So the last time we played was the 20th. which I think was our first day playing Alpha Sapphire. So we're just going to be continuing Alpha Sapphire. So, yeah. Until then, thank you everyone for coming in and hanging out. Colton, it was good to see you. Yuki, it was good to see you. Matt, it was good to see you. And until tomorrow, see you guys later.